Dying Duolingo just reported earnings. The stock is down 10% on the open. Many of you have been asking me for an update on Duolingo. So I'm going to do a quick update today. I'm going to try to keep it as short as possible. So I really hope you enjoy it. Now, if we look at how dead Duolingo is, you could clearly see it in this one simple chart. And this is mainly the quarterly revenues of the company. I don't know about you guys, but that does not look like a dying company to me. We have ChatGPT, we have we have Gemini, we have all the fancy AI tools, we have the earpods that can translate to you, and we have all the tools, but Duolingo is still growing in revenues. Now, to me, that's a really interesting testament to the whole idea that Duolingo is dead because of AI. Well, AI is very good right now, and that hasn't happened so far. Now, if we look at the last quarter, they did really well. 18% in revenue growth, that was good. But total booking was only 8% growth. I think that was a little bit disappointing, although they did guide for slower bookings in general, but 8% was a little bit low in my opinion. And I think this is something that shareholders should monitor if it keeps decelerating over the upcoming quarters. Now, if we look at the income statement, their income from operations, they were flat year on year. This is normally not a good sign. But the reason why it's flat for Duolingo is because they're spending $20 million more on research and development and about $10 million more on sales and marketing. The reason why they're doing that and the reason why they're sacrificing short-term profits for long-term gains is because their goal is to achieve 100 million daily active people by 2028. If they can achieve 100 million people using Duolingo daily on their platform every single day, then they can focus on expanding margin by monetizing all those people. And I think this is a smart thing to do. I don't think Duolingo should be focused on maximizing margins right now. I think they should be focused more on growth. And the CEO is definitely, achieving his results. Like Duolingo, if you look at this chart of the daily active users growth, it has been decelerating for a while. But over the last quarter, it has finally started to re-accelerate again from 21% to about 23% growth. It's not a massive re-acceleration, but it's something. And it's telling you that the CEO is achieving his goal and he's getting closer to his goal. They have about almost 59 million people using the platform every single day. And that's pretty amazing for Duolingo. And I think they're doing the right thing by focusing on the long term and on maximizing users versus just, maximizing margins right now. Now, something that was very interesting to me for Duolingo in the quarter, it really stood out. I think this is a great, you could say, testament or a great counter argument to allow the people that believe Duolingo has no moat and the network effects mean nothing. Well, they did something called a streak revival. Streak revival was a one-time event in June that allowed eligible learners to restore their longest ever streak by opting in and completing 3 lessons. So that pretty much tests how much people care about this score on Duolingo, how much they care about the streak, how much they care about competing and beating their friends and checking their streak versus their friend's streak. I've been seeing a lot of popular videos popping up on YouTube, people showing off their streak. So people really care about those things. Well, about 15.4 million people, they revived their streaks. 15.4 million. 8 million who had no active streak when they began. So there's a lot of people that care about that stuff. They have an attachment to Duolingo. And this is, I think, you could say, moat of Duolingo is the fact that it's a game. And some people learn better by playing a game versus chatting with ChatGPT to learn Spanish or to learn English or any other language. And they like to compete with their friends, have a higher score. And 15 million people, that's a lot of people. And I think that's a really good testament that there's some stickiness to a company like Duolingo. Now, in terms of guidance, they put up 11% revenue growth for Q3, which I think disappointed the market. This is still a deceleration from 18% to 11%, but full year is expected to be about 16% for Duolingo. Now, the big problem with Duolingo for me personally, is the continued deceleration in all those metrics. Like if you look at the daily active users, it has been ticking up, but this is still a massive pretty much drawdown, you could say, on the metric. If you look at the monthly active users here in the blue, has also been decelerating. It improved last quarter. So I hope it continues, but that's also still a problem. Now, if you look at the orange, which is the paid subscribers, I should say, it continued to decelerate to 16% growth year over year. So the CEO so far, he's been doing well. He was able to re-accelerate the decline in those metrics, and I hope he could continue, but I don't really like this overall trend of the deceleration in metrics. Now, if we look at where Duolingo is trading today, it's trading at about 4.5 times sales. I think 4.5 times sales is very cheap for a company like Duolingo. And I'm using sales because the company is not focused on being profitable. They're focused on the growth. And for the current growth and the margins of the company, they have very high margins. 4.5 times sales is not expensive at all for Duolingo. But I really liked the quarter. I saw a lot of encouraging things. The reacceleration in metrics. I really liked how sticky it was for 15 million people to come in and try to revive their streak. That really tells you a lot. And if they can get to 100 million daily active users, then they can monetize them. I think they're doing the right thing, and I think it was a good report. And I still believe Duolingo is fairly valued at the current price. And that was my quick opinion on Duolingo's report. Hope you enjoyed it. It was not financial advice. If you did enjoy it, please press the like button and maybe consider subscribing. So I'll talk to you in another video.